lot from her. I was an average student in high school, an underachiever, and I'm probably an overachiever now. So I didn't take advantage of things I should have in high school, but I don't know if it was F. Scott Fitzgerald who said it, because Mike and I were just talking about it, but you can go home again, because I do feel like that's what we've done today. So, sorry. And so I was secretary for Pacific Bell for 13 years, and our mothers taught us to type, and you can always be a clerk. You can always be a secretary. And that is what I did, and for a secretary for the longest time. And I looked at, they were with me at Pacific Bell. I looked at, only you guys had better positions than I had. And I just thought I was stuck, and I was going to be a clerk my whole life. And you know, the passion for the reading and writing I loved when I was, 20 and 19 and a teenager was leaving me, and I thought that I needed to leave, and so I took a risk, and I took the only buyout that Pacific Bell gave that year. They did it specially for me, a wonderful district manager by the name of Joe Singh, and I faked my way into the news business and became a reporter. Worked my way up. I had a goal of reaching a daily newspaper in 5 years, and I did it in about 3.5. And we come to forks in the road, and I think that was one fork. And another one was Katrina and Tupac. Tupac died on my watch. He got shot on my watch when I was a Las Vegas Sun reporter, and I never wanted to write a book. I always told people in the newsroom who talked about it, I did not have a book in me. And Tupac was my first book and made the LA Times bestseller list, coming from a very, very small publishing house, and I'm very proud of that effort. So it taught me how to write a book, and then the next one led to the next one. I just finished my 8th book. And that, where is it? There it is. The Millionaire's Wife. So Katrina, what happened in Katrina, I was volunteering on weekends to adopt animals, and working at UNLV as a instructor, and Katrina happened, and Best Friends Animal Society invited me down there to write for the website and magazine. And director got pissy with me on the phone because I had substitute teachers. When she got that way with me on the phone, they had asked me to stay longer. I went for 2.5 weeks, and I stayed for 4 months. And from that came Paw Prints of Katrina. And I think, and I'm doing another animal book with a photographer on this that we just started this week. He met me here in San Diego, and we've been working on it, on assignment again for a book. I love it. And it's great to work with him again. So I married, with Katrina, I married my investigative skills and my writing with my love for animals. And so, because it was always awkward, I felt sort of disjointed because I have the animal thing going on, and I am an crazy animal person, too many dogs at home. And it just, the true crime just didn't fit, and people just didn't get it, but it all came together then. So I'm going to read you something about my first day on the water in New Orleans. I want to thank, because I'm going to forget, Candy and Christina. Where's Christina? And Peggy. You guys pulling this whole thing in Barnes & Noble, doing our offsite signing for us. I love it. And after this, we'll sign your books for you. And we appreciate everybody who's come here today, and old friends and my God. And Susan and I started in journalism at 20 some, Susan? 22. We watched it. We started together. We both wanted to get to a daily. We could taste it, and we both started late in the business. And my thing is, I told the students today, and I was so impressed, like Michael was. I just told the students, you want something, go get it. My high school, Mr. Walsh, here at this school, told me when I went to him counseling for college, not to apply at a 4-year college, I would never get in. I got my degree in 1990 from the University of Redlands. So thank you, Mr. Welsh. For that. So you have have, and that's why I told the students, don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something because you can. You want it, just go get it, so. On the water's edge, from a ramp leading from Interstate 10, I looked out on the vast span of still but deadly black water surrounding the New Orleans neighborhood. It was like a scene out of Waterworld, a post-apocalyptic science fiction film. The off-ramp had been transformed into a boat launch. The silence was otherworldly. Driving to the area that morning meant passing by one of the city's oldest cemeteries, not far from the French Quarter, with its above-ground 19th century marble, brick and mortar, and stone tombs topped with Christian symbols of angels and crosses. The scene was eerie as the flooded tombs appeared to float in the watery sludge. It was September 11th, 2005. Sorry.
Come on.
Life-changing. Parked on the ramp and sitting on the tailgate of his truck was Captain Scott Schultz of the New York City Fire Department, famous for the courageous efforts of his search and rescue dog Bear at the World Trade Center. Captain Scott was with special boat teams deployed in the Gulf Coast region on behalf of the Bear Search and Rescue Foundation in memory of his dog, who, like many other working canines, passed away from health complications developed after searching Ground Zero following the September 11th terrorist attacks. Before we set out on a boat to look for stranded pets, the captain looked around at the rescue team, which I was a part of. Then he asked us to take a moment to remember those lost on 9/11. There, standing amidst the rubble of Hurricane Katrina, with the black water just a few feet from us, we bowed our heads and not a sound was heard. No cars, no lawnmowers, no birds, no planes, no voices. Not even the couple of dogs rescued and then tied with leashes to the off-ramp railing awaiting transport uttered a sound. It was as if, at that brief but somber point in time, they too acknowledged the loss of life. It was a poignant moment, observing those lost in the largest terrorist attack on American soil, while we were in the thick of rescuing animals in the wake of the biggest natural disaster in U.S. history. The Crescent City was devoid of life, except for those of us out rescuing that day, and of course, the animals left behind.